You're listening to Podcast PXN,
a video game podcast,
delivering a player experience news.
Let's go. What is up, guys, and welcome to Podcast PXN, episode 285. Clearly, I have the camera messed up because I forgot to fix that in this viewpoint, but it's fixed now because I'm that good that quickly. So, I am here with none other than my fellow Spartan, Gage Dempster at Gilbo Biggins and Reformed Tarkov TLW. I missed a part, sorry.
reporting for duty, sir.
Nice. Christian and Roe will return in MCU fashion. I don't know. All right. Gage, we're here. We're doing it. But thank you to everyone who is watching us live and participating in the chat. Just as a reminder, we are live each and every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on youtube.com/@podcastpxn and twitch.tv/podcastpxn as well. The topic of the show this week is our 2025 Nintendo Direct predictions. And we have predictions without the Nintendo aficionado. I can't believe we did this to him. We should have asked him before he left, and I forgot. And well, no, not that I forgot. Christian gave us the suggestion today for the show because Dan always waits till the last minute to come up with something or ask the guys to help him with something. And so, yes, I will take the blame for that. I apologize. All right. Gage, while you're thinking of some predictions there, before we get to the predictions, we do have some news regarding Nintendo Switch 2. Insider Gaming has reported that Nintendo Switch 2 is releasing in June with a 3-phase strategy approach for game releases. First, they're going to be primarily first-party at launch. The second phase is third-party studio titles will be coming in October through November, with dev kits expected in June. Third phase, games are coming in the holiday period. Select media and creators are attending a Switch 2 hands-on next week for console and launch games. So we also today got an announcement from Nintendo that tomorrow, March 27th at 7 a.m. Pacific, we'll have a Nintendo Direct featuring around 30 minutes of upcoming games for the Nintendo Switch. Not Nintendo Switch 2, normal Nintendo Switch. Next week's Nintendo Direct will be on the Nintendo Switch 2. So our predictions today will be covering both this week's, that happens tomorrow, and next week's, that happens 1 week from today. And we're going to go all in on them. Are you ready, Gage?
I'm so ready to give you predictions from the platform that I know very well and definitely will have a lot of insight for. I'm so ready.
Yes. Of course, Nintendo aficionado's not here, but we have to have him live vicariously through us.
Right. Or suffer vicariously through us, depending on who he's listening to.
Yes.
This is the problem, is that both you and I forgot that Ro was not going to be here this week.
Yes. Yep.
And so my plan was I'm going to pull a Ro and recuse myself from the conversation and let you guys bounce predictions off each other. But now that he's not here, unfortunately, you're going to have to deal with me coming up with predictions that may have no basis in reality.
Hey, you know what? That's fine. That's what we're here for. We're here
because those are no different than my other predictions, right? That's the easy layup that you had.
But also, no one knows what Nintendo is going to do, so maybe fucking these crazy predictions will just come true.
Very true. Very true.
We also do have Christian Macias's predictions. He sent them to me, so I will go through his as well as we're going through the show. My question to you, Gage, is, are we doing 3 predictions or 5 predictions?
For the love of God, 3.
Okay. We will do 3 each, and then I will give... I have 2 honorable mentions, and Christian has 2 honorable mentions, and I will mention those at the end in case any of those are your predictions. We don't steal them. So, with that being said, I will start us off with, well, yeah, I'm going to read your whole 5, Christian. Will you calm your boots a little bit? We're getting there. All right. My first prediction, Nintendo Switch 2, Gage, will get its release date announced for June, just like the leaks say that we just talked about, for $399 or less in the US. And that is a crazy prediction now because of the tariff situation, but I'm feeling like somehow they're going to do it. I don't know.
Right. And I think going forward, when it comes to predictions around pricing of things,
Yes.
we should look at like global MSRP translated to American dollars. And what I mean by that is like if they launch it at like $3.99 USD, but then the tariffs come into effect afterwards and therefore it artificially raises the price, you should still get the points for you know what I mean? Like you get the original value.
You know, that's fine. If you want to help me get the point, I'm fine with it.
Well, I say this because I'm going to have a price guess in here as well.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Kirik, thank you for joining us. You're just in time. I just gave my first prediction. Nintendo Switch 2 release date for June, $399 or less. All right. Gage,
we don't have official release date yet for this Switch 2.
Correct.
Okay.
Do you want to go next, or do you want me to read Christian?
Oh, Christian sent his in?
Yes, I have Christian.
Can go last. Christian loves putting me last in all of these things, so Christian can go last.
All right.
Nintendo Switch 2 will also release in June.
That's fair.
It will be priced originally MSRP $449 or more.
$449 US
or more, yes.
$449 US or more. Interesting.
Wait, why does your $3.99 not say US?
I said or less in the US. I just worded it different. It's the same thing, I think.
Take the okay. Here, I got you.
$3.99.
No, I see it. I see it now.
Okay.
I thought you were doing some shifty Dan stuff.
No, I was not. Okay. Let me read Christian's first prediction here. And Kirik, if you have any predictions for the Nintendo Direct, or if anyone else, Pat Nat, Glenn, Christian, I'm reading your prediction. If anybody else has any predictions, throw them in the chat and we'll read them out as well. Christian's first prediction, Gage, is Twilight Princess HD gets announced for the Nintendo Switch. So my question is, he didn't put Switch 2 in here. So what if that it gets announced for Switch 2 only?
Any opportunity we have to take points away from him, I think that we should jump on it personally.
I agree. HD announced for the Switch. Okay. Sweet. First predictions in the books. Let us go to second prediction here. My second prediction. We will get, Gage, and this is, you got to listen carefully on this because I do word this very carefully. We will get a direct sequel to Super Mario Odyssey, and it will be announced for this fall, but the title may not necessarily say Odyssey 2. So, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom situation, like that covers my base.
Right. I understand. This is what I said with my Half-Life prediction. It might not be called Half-Life 3. It might be called something else. I get it. I get what you're doing.
Okay.
That's fair. I'll allow it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Christian does clarify here. It's for Switch 1 is his prediction for Twilight Princess HD.
Interesting.
All right. Gage, what is your second prediction?
What is the next Mario Kart again? What number is it?
It'll be Mario Kart 9, right? I think
Mario Kart 9 will be a launch title for the Switch 2.
Mario Kart 9 launch title. Okay, for the Switch 2. I feel like that's a pretty safe bet.
This is hey, I gotta get some dubs this year.
9 is a launch title.
Now tell me, has it been officially confirmed yet? If not, that's a solid prediction.
God damn it. It's fucking insane.
I can just tell the type of comments that Christian's saying to himself right now.
Yeah, that's a guaranteed point for you right there. And you know, it'd be hilarious if the console comes out and they decide for whatever reason that the game comes out like the next day or something. That would be hilarious.
That would be so funny. I would love that.
All right. Let's see. Christian's second prediction, but Christian's throwing in the chat here.
Yeah.
Gage, this is his quote. Gage, Switch 2 will have controllers.
This isn't my area of expertise. You know what? I'm not gonna defend myself, or I'm not gonna try and justify myself. These are valid predictions, and you're upset that my predictions are more on point than yours. Severance 2 lover, that's crazy.
Kirik said in the chat, I predicted the Switch Pro in 2017 to come out in 2018. Boy, was I wrong. You can redeem yourself now, though, Kirik. Come up with something else, and you could redeem yourself. All right, Christian's second prediction. Persona 3, I'm assuming that's what this is. Persona 3 Remake and Metaphor are announced for Nintendo Switch 2. I'm assuming that's what P3 is.
Hold on. This guy's gonna give me trouble when his second prediction is Japanese game comes out for Japanese console.
Wow.
I don't know. Are you sure? Are you sure Refantazio Metaphor is gonna come out for the Nintendo Switch?
Shots fired. If only he was here to defend himself, Gage. He
if
can't,
only
he can't defend.
But he's not. I've got open mic, so we're just gonna roll with it.
Oh god, that's awesome. All right. Let's see here. My third prediction. Oh, Kirik switched over to the YouTube chat. You're throwing me through a loop there.
He wants to see the beef.
Yeah, he does. He wants to see the beef.
Kirik's been a little bit of a demon this year so far. He's out for blood, and I'm here for it.
Christian says Atlas hasn't released many games on Nintendo platforms, so there you go. I mean,
allegedly. I'll have to look into that to see if it's true.
Incredible. All right. My third prediction here is going to be a good one. Microsoft comes up big for Nintendo, announcing 3 games coming to the Nintendo Switch / Nintendo Switch 2. One or the other. Or both.
Interesting.
And I put in here, this is not part of the prediction, but for funsies, I was just trying to guess the games. This is not part of the prediction.
I hear.
Halo Master Chief Collection.
Interesting.
Rare Replay.
Okay.
And Flight Sim 2024. Because that game's mainly in the cloud. That's why I was thinking that.
Right.
We'll see if that happens.
Wow. Rare Replay is a really good guess.
That's what I was thinking.
That's a really good guess. Give me Christian's third prediction, and then I'll steal something off of that.
Okay. His third prediction. Christian's third prediction. Bitch! Fucking Christian saying, bro really has to bring Halo into a Nintendo predictions. It's been rumored for fucking years. What do you mean?
Don't let him bait you. Don't let him bait you.
He's baiting me.
Don't fall for it.
Kirik says, don't worry, I have 4 monitors and I have each stream on one. If you stream to other services, I'd put you on the other 2 monitors. You know what? We used to stream to Twitter, and then I can only stream to 2 places now with 3 streams, so I can't do that anymore. And you have to be verified on new Twitter that Elon Musk fucked up. So, yeah. Anyways. Christian's third prediction here is New 2D Donkey Kong game is announced. A new 2D Donkey Kong game.
That's crazy. That was gonna be my actual final prediction. I was gonna say 2D. I was just gonna say a new Donkey Kong game. But I won't do that. I'll pivot.
Okay, pivot.
Nintendo. Okay, wait. Hold on a second. That would be crazy. But do I care?
GTA 6 announced for Switch 2.
I think. Let's say Metroid Prime 4
Okay.
will it be a launch title? Probably not. It will be a launch title.
Wow. Okay.
That's the prediction.
Launch title.
Just to get all the naysayers off my back saying I picked things that are too easy.
That is a good bet, or a good prediction. I mean, not a good bet. That's a good prediction.
Not a good bet. If it's not a good bet, that means it's not a good prediction.
I know. It's a good prediction because you're going to get it wrong, I think. But,
yeah.
You already have one guaranteed point. I mean, we can't give you more than one guaranteed point, right?
You could give me no. I think I'd be okay with me giving me as many guaranteed points as.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to hear what these honorable mentions are, Gage?
I would love to hear the honorable mentions.
All right. I'm going to read one of the honorable mentions, and you tell me whether this is Christian or my prediction. We're going to make this a little fun game.
Hold on.
Okay. Holding.
I want to change my last prediction.
Oh, wow.
Or if that's not allowed, I'll add a fourth.
Okay, well we have 4, so let's do that. We have 4. Yeah.
Do you sequel
to... Okay, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No. Sequel to Animal Crossing is announced.
Sequel to Animal Crossing announced. Okay.
And well, specifically, Animal Crossing. What is it? Horizons.
New Horizons. Yeah.
New Horizon. Yeah.
I'll just put sequel to Animal Crossing, so that covers your bases. Okay, so my 4th one then, since we're doing 4, and if you come up with a 5th by the time we finish going through this, we could do all 5. My 4th one, for the final push of the Nintendo Switch. This is also a good one. For the final push of the Nintendo Switch, the original Nintendo Switch, Nintendo announces Conker's Bad Fur Day is coming to Nintendo Online.
I'm so glad we did 4 because that's a horrible prediction.
Oh, come on.
Would it be awesome? Yes. Is it going to happen? No.
Honestly, it could happen though, because they put I think they put Perfect Dark and GoldenEye on there, and those are both M-rated games, right?
Right. You are right. Yeah. They're a lot less M-rated than Conker is. But,
I agree.
But they are M-rated.
Yep. Okay, and then Christian's 4th prediction is a new Mario Kart, a new Mario, Metroid Prime Beyond, and a 4th first-party title will be released before October 31st, 2025, and all of these announced at the Direct. That's a lot of games. Holy.
Wow. Do you want to do 5? Now, here's the thing. I'm going to preface this before you just jump in and say yes. My 5th one is going to be another one of these predictions that you guys are going to groan and moan at.
Oh,
yes,
God.
It is an oh God prediction. So if you want to leave it at 4 somewhat decent predictions, we can do that. But if you want 5, I've got one more, but it's...
Why don't you just add like one little piece to it then? Like...
No. It's its own prediction. But it's also a guaranteed point.
But you can't add like, I don't know, one little piece to it or something that makes it a little bit more challenging. Like a release date or like a...
No, let's leave it at 4 because it's not worth it.
All
It's
right,
a ridiculous.
you can tell us in our honorable mentions segment.
Okay.
How about that?
Okay.
And then I can laugh when you tell me fucking something stupid like we're getting a controller that's packed in with the console and it's the Joy-Cons.
It's not that bad. There's actually less. I guess there's less than 100% chance. Then it's not that bad, but it's like 98% chance.
All right, before we do our honorable mentions, let's read Kirik's prediction here. Elder Scrolls Oblivion remake for Switch 2 at launch.
Wow.
We have been hearing a lot about that. That would make sense.
Yeah.
And that could be one of Microsoft's games to go into my prediction as well. He said, remember Skyrim was on the original Switch, but I don't think it was a launch title. Yeah, I don't think so. It came way later, I think. But yeah, that's a good point. Could happen. Could happen. All right, so then our honorable mentions, we each have one honorable mention then here. I will read mine here. Nintendo teases that the next Smash Brothers game is in development. That was my honorable mention.
Interesting. That's a good one.
Yep. What's your honorable mention?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Is that during the Switch 2 presentation, somebody named Bowser will show up.
Oh, God. Actually, yes. Okay. Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. Doug Bowser may not even be on the stream, but yeah, Bowser will probably be there. So, between Mario Kart and the 2D Mario
and possibly Odyssey and the CEO of the company.
Yeah. That's kind of... You're right. That's a pretty fucking stupid one. Fucking 100%. That's like 99.9999999%.
Right.
All right.
We have fun here sometimes.
We do. Yeah. Christian's Christian's honorable mention is Silk Song for Switch and Switch 2 gets shown off with a release date of this summer. We may have some news about that in the quick bites. Be ready to chomp into those.
Chomp in.
All right, that was all of our predictions for the Nintendo Directs for the next 2 weeks. Make sure you guys come back next week to hear about how we were all completely wrong. Incredible. All right. Let's move into the PXN news of the week, Gage. We've got a story here. Steam on Xbox is picking up some Steam? Question mark? Was that?
Wow.
How's that?
Wow.
Tom Warren writes here on Twitter, here's the Steam evidence on Xbox that Microsoft didn't want you to see. Microsoft posted and removed a new Xbox UI image with Steam games listed, and details are below. So essentially they posted a screenshot that has a little tag next to it that says Steam, allowing people to filter their game selection in the Xbox app with Steam designation. So seemingly pulling in your Steam games and, you know, seemingly other games from other platforms as well, trying to centralize your game location, which is interesting if they can make the Xbox app feel and look a lot better and more like its console counterpart, and may lead us into what the future looks like for Xbox.
So this was not this image. This is from the Xbox app on PC, or this is on Xbox?
It says a new Xbox UI image, so it doesn't
Doesn't
specify.
specify. Right.
It just
If
says
it
an image of a new Xbox UI across multiple devices. It does picture an Xbox Series S and X, and then like
Right.
the handheld and PC. So I think here's the thing. I think when their next generation console comes, I think this is eventually going to be a thing. And maybe they get it to the point where they update the Series X and Series S even with new OS that would basically make it a PC that can play Steam games and all of that natively.
Right. So this is my worry, is that because at first when the story first broke, obviously I was incredibly excited because I immediately started thinking, okay, they're gonna try and do what you're talking about, which is put Steam games on an Xbox console
Right.
through some way or another. And then upon looking at it further, and the thought that just went through my head is that it's going to be incredibly disappointing and suck all the gas out of the room if this ends up being just, oh, if you're using the Xbox launcher on PC,
For sure.
you can, like how you can do with Steam, you can take games from other launchers and put them on Steam so you can just launch them from there. That would suck. That would be super, super depressing if that's all this ends up being. Now you are right. Like it does kind of, like they have the Xbox consoles there, but they also have the handheld there, which runs on Windows. So I don't know.
Yes.
I think everybody here is kind of hoping that it means that they're going to try and port Steam games, at least some that are able to run on console to console.
Right.
That would be hype. That means we can get people like Sheldon into games like Repo or Glenn or something like that, right? Into these fun little indie games that we try. But I don't know if it's just a pessimist in me, but I am worried that maybe it's just a library joining thing for the Xbox app on PC.
Yes, and I think you are right. I think that's what it's going to be at launch. However, I really believe with how they're leading us, I think that the next console is 100% going to utilize the Windows environment instead of traditional like console Xbox environment. And I feel like they're going to position the new console and say you can play any PC game you want, any Xbox console game you want. Now, whether that means they can, I think there's a chance that they could maybe like make that OS work on Series S and Series X like in the future when that comes. But I also think that there's also an equally good shot that they just kind of say, all right, that was in the past. Now moving forward, all of our consoles moving forward will run on Windows with the Xbox app being the focus on console to kind of create that console-like experience.
Yeah, I mean, I think of any of the things to get excited about, this one is a reasonable one because Xbox and Steam have had a very cozy relationship for a very long time. I think it was it not the start of this console generation that Gabe Newell just kind of gave like he was giving an interview and he kind of on his own impromptu was like, yeah, if I was buying a console, I'd get an Xbox. Xbox is definitely, I mean, I could be misremembering, but I'm pretty sure he gave a glowing review to the Xbox console. And obviously they've talked about during the court case when Xbox was going through that litigation that Steam was one of the companies that was like, yeah, we don't really need assurances from Xbox. We'll just work with them as we work with them. So I think it's within the realm of possibility that Xbox and Steam can come together and come up with some sort of fair and equal trade where it's like, yeah, if you buy Steam games on Xbox, then we're not going to mess with the revenue and vice versa or whatever. I think it's totally within the realm of possibility, and it would be kind of a big deal for Xbox in a way to kind of, they can't really compete with Sony in terms of their studios. We've had this conversation this conversation has been going on for decades now, but it's like it would be a quick and easy quote unquote way to fight back against PlayStation exclusives is by suddenly having all of these PC exclusives that you can play on Xbox that you can't play on PlayStation.
For sure. Yeah, and that idea that you would even possibly be able to play a PlayStation game on an Xbox console in the future is kind of wild.
Through a loophole, yeah.
Yeah. Very interesting. All right, that's our news of the week, Gage. Just one item.
There it is.
That was it.
That was it.
But now we're going to run over some street meets in hardcore fashion because Naughty Dog's Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, reportedly won't release in 2026. Bloomberg reporter Jason Schreier took to Reset Era to say neither The Witcher 4 nor Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, will be out next year. Not terribly surprising considering we haven't seen gameplay from it. However, it does suck because it's been, 2027 would be the earliest it comes out, so 7 years at that point since The Last of Us Part 2.
Hold on, Dan. We have seen gameplay from it.
I'm sorry, we have seen gameplay. You're correct.
I'm surprised you gave it to me.
forgot.
I wanted you to fight back on that.
No, that's actually fair. We saw gameplay.
But is it really? We haven't really seen gameplay.
In engine, I would say at least in engine.
Right. I'm not shocked by this at all. I don't know if people were expecting it. Like, were people expecting it to come in 2026? I don't think.
I honestly I was, because Naughty Dog, yes, it's going to take them a long time to make a game, but like what year did Uncharted or
Last of Us Part 2?
Uncharted 4 to Last of Us Part 2. Trying to remember, 2014, right? 2014 to 2020, that's 6 years. So you'd think another 6 years would be 2026.
Yeah, okay.
And it's already announced, and we did get in-engine look, so I don't think it was that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Personally, I wasn't expecting it that soon, but I'm also unconvinced that they're not developing The Last of Us Part 3 as well, even if it's only pre-production. So I in my mind, I guess I was thinking that the team is split anyways, so this game might take a little while longer.
I also completely butchered Uncharted 4's release date. I thought it came out in 2014. It came out in 2016. That seems really... I can't believe it came out.
2014 is way early. That's like a year after the Xbox One comes out.
Right. Yeah. I guess I was thinking it was that early, but I guess it wasn't.
I mean, I guess that stands to your point even more, that it could come out in 2026 based on the previous timelines. But yeah, no, I think that they definitely have multiple projects in the run. It's also really weird to me. I guess technically we don't know that The Last of Us 3 is in development. I would bet money that it is. It's also weird to me that Neil Druckmann has this obsession with lying. He just can't stop lying, even though he doesn't have to at all. Yeah, 2027. I think that's fine.
Okay.
I'm not really. I wasn't super taken on the trailer that we did get, so I'm not necessarily hankering for it in a crazy way.
It's definitely a very different game than what they've done lately.
Yes.
So, all right, let's jump into the quick bites. Gage, first quick bite here. Nintendo, Microsoft, and other developers are sharing accessibility labels for their games. 5 major video game companies, including Nintendo and Microsoft, are joining a new cross-industry effort managed by the ESA to share clearer information about accessibility features in their games. We're going to see labels such as auditory features, chat, speech-to-text, text-to-speech, mono sound, multiple volume options, and more. Gameplay features, including difficulty levels and saving any time. Input features, basic input remapping, full input remapping, playable with buttons only, playable with keyboard only, etc., etc. Visual features, which include camera comfort, chat, speech to text, and text to speech, clear text, and color alternatives. So very cool little tags here for accessibility.
Yeah, very little to no downside at all, and just a lot of upside. Even if they weren't accessibility, just more tags to filter games through. As somebody who does a fair bit of perusing on the old Steam storefront page or Xbox or something like that, yeah, that's good. More tags to identify games by is always good. especially if
Yes.
they're accessibility related.
Agreed. Christian posted The Last of Us to Uncharted 4 had a 3-year gap. Uncharted 4 to The Last of Us Part 2. He said 6-year gap. It was not 6 years. It was 4 years, Christian. I mistakenly thought it came out in 2014. It came out in 2016, and The Last of Us 2 came out in 2020. So that's only a 4-year gap, not a 6-year gap. But yes, the Heretic Prophecy coming out 7 years in between, which is kind of crazy. He says too long here, which I agree. I think 7 years is a long time for sure. A long time. All right. Who's ready to make some more video game adaptations? Many Hollywood studios are trying to secure the rights to a split fiction movie adaptation, and Gage is first in line. Just kidding.
I'll go see the Split Fiction movie. I'll even play Split Fiction. I just don't
Will
want
you?
to play it for fucking 60 hours.
We'll get to that. That's in the games we're playing. All right. Not Split Fiction, but you'll understand when we get to it.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Assassin's Creed Shadows Gage has set a peak of 47,000 concurrent players on Steam on day 2 of the game's launch. I did not mean to paste whatever the fuck I just pasted into the document. There we go. And also, according to data supplied to the game business, which we'll talk about here in a second, Assassin's Creed Shadows is the second biggest Assassin's Creed launch in history behind 2020's Valhalla. So, Assassin's Creed Shadows seemingly doing well.
That is good for Ubisoft. I don't want to be hyperbolic, but I do think like if this game had come out and it had gotten like a 67 metascore and like, you know, 5,000 concurrent players, that it would have been a maybe not make or break on its own, but I feel like it could have been. Like I think that it's a good thing that they delayed this game and to give it
Yes.
more time that it needs, because but this is the thing, it's like, learn from this, right? Like they're not going to, but it's like,
Right.
hey, your dev team clearly behind closed doors put their foot down because they delayed it twice and said, no, this shit's not ready. The game comes out, now it's getting good reviews, now you're getting all these headlines, but will it mean anything in, you know, a year's time? No, they'll forget.
Do you want me to read this comment from Christian?
I would love for you to read this comment from Christian.
He said, "Don't worry, Dan, I'll play it with you," meaning Split Fiction. "We'll beat it in 2 weeks instead of 4 months."
Is that funny? Yeah, Dan, that's funny. You like that?
It's a little bit funny. Sorry, Gage.
Why don't you recommend some good games, huh? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
All right.
I'm just kidding.
Mojang Live 2025 has come and gone and announced a bunch of new things for Minecraft. Gage, are you excited for these things? One of which is Mojang announced the name, launch date, and features of the first game drop of the year, as well as upcoming features into the second game drop of the year. We also got a new game drop called Spring to Life, which adds warm and cold variants of some Minecraft's classics mobs. Okay. The second game drop of the year includes the new Dried Gas block, the new Gasling, and Happy Gas mob variants.
They brought the Happy Gas mob variant?
Yeah. I don't know. Let me skip to the good part. Well, good part. Mojang announced a visual upgrade for Minecraft titled Vibrant Visuals. They revealed an exclusive Minecraft movie clip and much more. Much more. If you want to know the whole details, just fucking go to Mojang and find out. But they announced a bunch of bullshit. The visuals upgrade for Minecraft actually looks pretty cool. Like the God rays and such. And like, I think I saw an underwater screenshot comparison, and I was like, all right, that's actually pretty good. So,
are we jumping back into Minecraft? Just say the word, dude.
Let's do it. That's probably one of the only survival games I actually enjoy. Christian, once again, Christian is saying, Gage is so mad at the prospect of you playing with me, but refuses to get through an hour of gaming. Bro just likes the idea of gaming with friends. Wow.
Is that so awful that I like the idea of gaming with my friends? Is that so awful?
It's not awful. It's not awful. All right. Next quick bite. Hollow Knight Silksong Steam metadata has been updated, pointing to a 2025 release date. There's our news.
It's all coming together. This and I think this gets to the heart of why Christian has been so irritable today in the YouTube chat, is that he realizes that I'm gonna get points for Hollow Knight Silksong, and he never can.
Yeah,
he never can do it again in any other fantasy league. No matter how many years we do Fantasy Critic, it'll be me that gets the points for it. And you know what? If I was him, I would be upset too. I get it.
As we referenced before, the Game Business, Jeff Keighley has announced The Game Business, which is a new newsletter / podcast about the inner workings of the video game industry, being run by Chris Dring, and you can sign up at thegamebusiness.com for early access to the show. There you go. And Indiana Jones and the Great Circle officially has a release date on PlayStation 5 for April 17th. They had a really funny commercial with Nolan North and Troy Baker, and I was like, okay, but that's a little goofy. I also feel like it's not entirely like... This is going to sound like I don't like the game. I love the game, but it's like it's not the same type of game as Uncharted. So it's like I don't know that necessarily marketing it like that is the right choice, because PlayStation players that have played Uncharted are going to play it and be like, this sucks. This isn't Uncharted. It's like, well, yeah, it's not Uncharted. So,
right.
Yeah. I don't know. All right. Gage, Game Informer is back, and we can thank Neil Blomkamp's video game studio for reviving them, as they were the ones who funded the revitalization of Game Informer. So the whole team has returned. This is from Matt Miller at Game Informer, and he can't wait to connect with you again. He was devastated last summer when Game Informer was shuttered, and so was the rest of the team. Not only did they really relish working together, but also thought they were doing something valuable and contributing to the conversation around the gaming hobby. So it's coming back. You guys can sign up at GameInformer.com, subscribe, and they are doing the magazine still, which is very cool. Not enough people are doing print stuff still nowadays, so that's actually really cool. I may actually have to support this since GameStop no longer owns it and they're kind of doing their own thing. And supposedly they seem to be pretty transparent in saying the owners like really just want them to do their thing. So hopefully that's the case. And yeah, I may be backing their new initiative.
So does that mean Neil Blomkamp is the owner now?
His video game studio is the one that ponied up the money. So I would assume so. I don't know how much he owns of that and all that, but
that kind of means that Game Informer is now Canadian owned, and I also might have to support them because of that.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And I should arrest you for saying that.
You should.
As an American. I'm kidding. Fuck Donald. Wildgate has been announced, Gage. It is a chaotic sci-fi FPS from former Blizzard boss Mike Morhame's new studio, Dreamhaven. It blends PvE and PvP objectives alongside exploration and combat on foot and aboard a ship that requires multiple people to operate, a formula that may feel quite familiar to any Sea of Thieves fans. This sounds exactly like fucking jump ship. Yeah.
Yep. Have you? Okay, to be fair, I haven't seen any video gameplay footage of this game. But
No.
have you looked at the picture that's on the link that you have in here?
Yes.
This looks like some Concord shit. This looks like vaguely familiar sci-fi universe that you can connect with, that you've seen in other places. Look, we made a game about that. Yeah, I mean, I hope it's good. I don't really wish for any game to flop, but looking at that picture and that picture alone, I feel like I can see a narrow path, and this game is, I don't know if it's gonna work out well.
You can see I can see a path.
Yep.
Take the path, Gage. No, I'm just kidding. I can see a path. We're playing fucking the ski game. What's it called? Lonely Mountain.
Oh, Lonely Mountain.
I could see a path. Instantly hits a tree. All right, our last quick bite here. No Man's Sky Relics has been released. Sean Murray posted an update. Dig Site, Stone Guardians, Relics Expedition, Design Skeletons, Bartering, Ballast Staff, Bone Creatures, Sheriff's Fossil Displays, Bone Broth, Stone Exosuit, Skeletal Companion, Stone Ghosts, Precious Relics, and Titanic Bone Worms are out now. This game just continues to add a lot of free shit, which is cool.
Every now and again I have the urge to try and get back into it, but it's one of those games. It reminds me of Minecraft, where it's like you will, no matter when and how many updates there's been, you can pick it up again, but it won't be like the first time that you played it, where you really played it. So I don't know. This stuff is cool though. Like I love what Sean Murray's doing. I think he's probably got maybe one of the best redemption stories in like the industry of gaming.
Yes.
Yeah, this is cool stuff. I'm eagerly excited for Light No Fire. I also don't I think a lot of the stuff that they're doing for this is definitely technology that they're trying to get familiar with for their next game.
For sure, yeah. Light No Fire.
Yep.
Absolutely. Bad Minecraft take. That game is good every time you go back.
It is, but you're gonna go back for like 2 weekends and then that's it. Whereas the first time you played Minecraft, you played it for, I'm speaking for myself, like what? Like a year and a half, like of just being enamored with it. And what if I did this? And what if I invited all of my friends to a collective server and we decided to make a small city, and we'll stick with it this time. And then 2 weeks later,
the city's burned to the ground.
You've only built 3 houses, and somebody got mad and destroyed one of them.
The whole city's burned to the ground from a misplaced block of lava.
Right.
All right. Let's jump into the fantasy draft check-in, Gage. We have some exciting news that I don't think anybody knows about because I didn't spoil it. There has been an acquisition on March 22nd. Dan has acquired Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 with a bid of $3.
Wow.
And yes, Dan, you guys out there might be yelling, Dan, you only have 1 game left to draft. And I'd say, yeah, but when I fucking looked up the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2 remake, got a fucking 90 open critic. Damn fucking sure I added that right on there. Absolutely.
What did Tony Hawk's 5 do?
Tony Hawk's 5?
Pro Skater 5, yeah, what did they do?
Oh, I have no idea.
The Metacritic was like 72.
Right, but
this is a risky.
This is 3+4.
I know it's a remake. But
No,
I feel like it's still risky.
This is 3 and 4, not 5.
Yeah. You're saying the 1 and 2 remake did really well, which it did.
Right.
But they also did 5, and they did that in the same style.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And it was not. So I think this could be risky.
Well, wasn't 5... 5 was before that, though, right? Wasn't it? Am I remembering wrong?
The timeline is totally yeah.
It's 5 released in 2015. That was an old one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yes. And this is the same team that made 1+2 as well. And 3 and 4, I also looked up the Metacritic for 3 and 4, the originals, both fucking in the 90s also. So
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And Christian's already running his mouth in here saying, Summer Game Fest is going to bite him in the ass so hard, dude. Well, when I fucking draft a 90 overall game, I don't think it's going to matter, for one. For two, I still have every single one of my drops available. I can still drop 3 games that are releasing this year, and I could still drop 3 games that are not releasing this year. So you know what, Christian Macias? I could still draft 7 more games if I wanted to. So suck it.
Tell him, dude.
Hell yeah. There we go. All right. But a quick check-in here, Gage. Outside of that.
Bringing it back down to earth.
Speaking of Christian, in last place, Christian Macias, Rose Devil Gaming, with 16 points, has 1 game released. You think that he's going to have some games released this year, Gage, and get points?
I don't know, dude. I think he's getting pretty comfortable down there in last place. And honestly, this year, I can't help but feel like it's just where he belongs.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good. I love when he's not on here to argue for himself.
Right. He's too busy watching mid-shows like Severance Season 2.
Oh, he's triggered. Row Your Boat Games is in 3rd place with 38 points and 3 games released. Dan is in 2nd with 41 points with also 3 games released. And 1 point ahead of me is Gage, still sitting comfortably in 1st at 42 points.
Where else would I be?
Oh, man. We'll see. We'll see about that ultimate cheap raccoon.
Yeah.
Just to throw in here, Atomfall also releases this week, tomorrow. Atomfall
Does anybody have that?
Nobody has it. I almost wanted to say has. Nobody has it, but I just thought I'd throw the Open Critic in here. Right now, it's sitting at a 75. Not terrible.
Thank God.
It's a Game Pass game, but yes, not crazy points or anything like that.
I was thinking to myself, should I pick that up? And I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah, for sure. Christian's assembling a terrible desk that he regrets buying. It's so flimsy. Oh no.
You know what I have to say to that, Christian? I'm gonna give a pause here. So if Christian's listening right now, he can smile ear to ear. You should have got the Magnus Pro XL.
Ooh. Or you could have bought mine. Mine was pretty cheap and I love it. Did you felt this, Gage? You felt this desk. Did you like this desk?
That desk was a firm and stable desk, I will say that.
Nice. All right. Let us move into what you got for me, Daniel. What do you got for me? Well, Daniel, I've got great news for you. I tore apart my bathroom last weekend and created a level 3 flood in my bathroom. So, yeah, I had a lot of fun with that over the weekend and didn't really get to play Assassin's Creed Shadows like I wanted to. But I played 1 hour. I still haven't played more than the 1 hour that I told you about, Gage. 1 hour of Assassin's Creed Shadows in the books. And so far from the 1 hour, I think personally, the game is actually pretty. I thought it was going to be ugly, and maybe it's because I'm playing on a higher graphical setting. I'm playing on balanced, which takes the quality mode and then gets it to 40 frames per second with 120 hertz display. And I'm thinking this is the best Assassin's Creed graphically by a far margin in my eyes. And maybe it's also partly the art style as well. Like I feel like the grasses and the style of feudal Japan just like fits it really nicely. But yeah, so far enamored graphically and haven't really played enough to really have a good enough take on it yet, gameplay wise. But We also played It Takes Two, as we alluded to earlier. Gage and I played through we played through another world, right? Another area?
We apparently only one, yes.
Her room, yeah. We played through her room, and it took a while. It definitely took a while. I will say, I think it is a little bit long level to level, but I am enjoying the hell out of it. I think a lot of the levels are very unique, and like the co-op mechanics are pretty unique in each of the areas that we've played. I don't feel like there's a lot of retreading, like, doing the same things over and over again. There is some of that with, like, us at one point, like, we were putting in the battery into the fucking thing each time, but like the way
I felt like I did that 20 times.
Right. But the things leading up to that were unique, which made me enjoy it. So yeah, had a lot of fun with that, and hopefully we can keep on rolling along. It Takes Two. Gage is he's got some words though about it right now.
Listen, I enjoyed playing the game too. It's just I don't know if I could, like, you're built different, I think. When you want to beat a game, I mean, I do this too. I don't know. I don't think I can sit down and play 4 hours of It Takes Two. I'm not capable of it. If that means that you don't want to play with me anymore, that's fine. I'm happy to sit down and play 2 hours, which actually feels like 6 hours, but I'm happy to play 2 hours at a time. But man, this game, I don't know. Let me start with what I agree with. The game is incredibly unique. The mechanics, I think I brought this up while we were playing, is that for how many different mechanics are in the game, they do a pretty good job of making sure they all feel kind of polished and smooth. Like, we went from steering a ship to doing pirate battles to flying these clockwork birds that it all felt kind of smooth and seamless. And so that's fun. It's just the game is 30 hours long, and that's entirely too much. That's the only problem I have with the game.
I'm looking this up right now. It does not take 30. It's 12 hours to 16 hours maximum.
That's crazy.
12 to 16.
That's crazy. And how long did we play for? We didn't play for an hour. We played for a lot longer than that.
We played for like maybe 2 hours.
It had to be 2 hours.
Yeah. Which makes sense, because I think there's like 6 areas in the game, right? Roughly. So it would be 2 hours apiece, 12 hours.
You know what? I'm willing to do another shift this weekend.
Hell yeah.
We'll jump in early, and we'll do it Friday. Because I think a part of it as well is like wanting to play a bunch of different stuff on the weekend, because I've found myself personally not playing a lot of games throughout the week.
Yeah.
So it's like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, this is the gaming time. I want to make sure I hit all these different things. But at the same time, I also respect wanting to lock in and get this done so we can play some Split Fiction.
Yes.
So I will make an effort Friday. Let's get back into it. Try and knock out a couple more levels.
I'm interested to see if you think differently about Split Fiction. And obviously, I haven't played it either, but I'm interested to see if you think differently about Split Fiction, or if you think it's like gonna be like the same thing for you.
I mean, who knows? We'll see. I have a feeling it might be different. I think part of the reason too that the story in It Takes Two is good, but I can only connect with it so much because it is kind of geared towards like a child's family kind of PG type story. Whereas if Split Fiction is a bit more, I don't know. We'll see.
For sure. We will see. Is there anything else you played that you want to talk about?
The Finals Season 6, I gotta shout out. The game continues to be one of the most pro-consumer first-person shooters you can play. I like it a lot. Lots of new content. They overhauled the store layout, which I'm not a huge fan of, but aside from that, lots of really good balancing changes. And yeah, just a game that continues to listen to its community and make decisions based off of what people want, which is like the best way to do it. Did we play anything else this weekend? We didn't play anything. I think that's it.
Yep.
That's all I got for you.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
Did we talk about Repo already? We did talk about
We
Repo
did
last week.
Yep.
Yes. Go play Repo if you haven't. It's fun. You need a group of friends to do it, but man, is that fun.
It is fun. It is fun. Oh, God. Christian said, what do you mean we? Wow, okay, guess I'll go fuck myself then. Listen, I'm down to play with both of you. If you both want me to play with you, I'm down to play with both of you. Because I'll beat you I'll beat you both in the mini games.
I love this little love triangle we got going on here.
I mean, we also suggested maybe we get 4 people and we both play at the same time. Like both groups.
Yeah, Christian, you can play with a row.
And then Christian said, let me know what you think when you beat it in 2027. Intergalactic will be just about to come out when we
Right.
Incredible.
What will Gage beat first? It Takes Two or Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet?
Honestly, do you want me to answer that? I mean, honestly, it might be Intergalactic.
All right.
All right. Let us close out the show then. Thank you again to everyone joining us live on YouTube and Twitch, as well as podcast services everywhere, including Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, Spotify, and everywhere else you get your podcasts. Thank you, Gage. Thank you, Christian, in the chat. Bro will return next week or therefore after. I am Daniel, and this has been Podcast PXN, and we are out. Much love, and keep on gaming.
Adios.